Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another edition of Crush Lusher Television. All right, so we are doing special segments in a circle part 2 right here. So all this stuff up here, I want you to pause the video, copy it down. Once you're ready, then unpause the video, and then we will get started. Nice job. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. So special segments of a circle part 2. That should be the top of your paper. So basically what it's saying is if you have two secants, so this is a secant line, it doesn't go through the center, and then you have another secant line right here, and they connect at a point, you know that AC, the whole thing, AC times just this one outside the circle, this part, AB, equals, so the other secant line right here, AE, the whole thing, times just the part outside the circle, which would be AD. Sorry, it should be a D, my bad. AD, bam. So essentially it is the whole times the smaller part outside the circle equals the whole times the smaller circle outside, the smaller part outside the circle of the secant line. Okay, so next, what happens if you have a tangent line? This is a tangent line because it touches the circle at one point. So if you have a tangent line and a secant line intersecting, so that would mean that you have, see this tangent line? This is tangent if you want to label, and this would be a secant line. So it doesn't go through the center, by the way. And so we have AB squared. So you're going to square the tangent line equals AD times AC. Bam, right there. And that's the same thing that you see right here. Right here, so that was the last part I went over. So now let's go over example 1 right here. So copy this down in your notes. Example 1, I wrote it in my notes. Pause the video if you need. Bam. Okay, so here we go. In orange, find x to the nearest tenth. Very important, nearest tenth. So when you do your calculator on your phone or whatever, make sure you have it. So we have 18 here, we got 15, and we got x. We got to figure out what that x is. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to, oops, sorry. Here you go. So nearest tenth. So this is a tangent line right here, and this right here is also tangent. So I'm going to use this part. So this is where it's talking about this second part, because you have a tangent line and a secant. We might use this one for our practice ones, but for this problem, it's just going to be this one. Okay. So that means this, the tangent line squared equals the whole thing. So that's B to D, or D to B. So that's 15 plus x. So that's the whole thing, 15 plus x, times just the part outside the circle, which is 15. There you go. So how do we solve this thing? Well, there's a bunch of ways we can solve it. We got to get our calculator out. 18 squared is 324. And this one you can distribute if you want, or you can just divide by 15. Doesn't matter. So 15 times 15 is going to be 225 plus 15 times x, which is 15x. Cool. All right. So now we're going to subtract 225 to solve for x. Easy, easy. So 324 minus 225 is 99, is 15x. So I'm going to divide by 15 right there. Divide by 15. And I get x equals 6.6 to the nearest tenth, and that is the tenth. There you go. So this is 6.6 right there. Nice. All right. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to these practice problems. Nice. So all these are what you're going to do. So these are provided on your PDF. We're going to do these middle ones, 2, 5, and 8. So we're going to do easy, medium, hard. Your job is to knock out the rest. The answers will be provided for you. Let's see if we can do it. I don't know. So let's do number 2 first. Make sure you got number 2 copied down. All right. Here you go. Number 2. Here you go. Here's my number 2. So we have 2 secant lines. We got this and this, 2 secant lines. All right, no problem. So that would mean that the first part, if I'm looking at the secant line, I need this and this together. So I need the whole thing. So that would be 26 plus 16. That's the whole thing right there. times the smaller part here outside the circle, which is 16, equals, so the whole secant line here, which is 18 and x combined, 18 plus x, times just the part outside the circle, which is 18. So that was like the first thing we did when we took it down our notes. All right, 26 plus 16, let's simplify this. So that's 42. So this part here is 42 times 16 equals 18 squared. We just did that one. That's 324 plus 18 times x is 18x. Cool. 42 times 16 is 672 equals 324 plus 18x. Pause the video if you want to make sure you can get it. Subtract 324, bam. So we have 348 equals 18x, divide by 18, almost done. Oh my God, what do we get? We got 19.3 repeating, aka 19 and 1/3. Both are acceptable answers. That's what x equals. Cool. All right, nice job. Let's move down to number 5. Number 5 looks like this. Number 5, pause the video if you need. So we got 6, we got 4x, and we got x plus 3. Damn, we got some variables. Don't worry, we can do it. All right, same things apply. All right, so this is secant line, so similar approach to this one we just did. So the whole thing is going to be 6 plus 4x, bam. And I'm going to multiply that by the part that's outside the circle, which is 6. Equals the whole thing here. So I'm going to multiply by the whole thing. So that's 6 plus x plus 3. This plus this equals the whole thing, obviously, right? Times the part that's outside the circle, which is a 6. Bam. Now I'm just going to simplify this thing. Let's distribute. So I got 6 times 6, which is 36. 6 times 4x, which is 24x. Cool. Now this is 6 plus 3, so this is 9 plus x here. I can write that. Boom. So then I distribute. No. 6 times 9, which is 54, plus 6x. Cool. All right, let's continue solving. Got it. All right, so I'm going to, let's subtract 36 on both sides. So 24x equals 54 minus 36. Is 18 plus 6x. Subtract 6x on both sides. 24 minus 6 is 18x equals 18. Cool. 18 times what is 18? Yeah, you know. 1. 18 times 1. So 1 is x for this one. Nice. All right, now let's do a challenging one. Number 8. They're trying to mess with you. Let's not let it happen. So here's number 8. Here's the more challenging one. We can do it. Last one. Okay. So in this case, they got a bunch of stuff that you don't need to pay attention to. So what I'm looking at is here's the tangent line. That's a tangent. And this is my secant line right here. This is my secant line. So I know that, see, this goes through the center. So this is 15. This is a radius. So that would mean this is how much? Yeah, this is also 15. Because this is a radius, this is a radius. This is also 15 if I want to put that there, because that's another radius. Okay, so let's go through the whole thing. So this means that the tangent square, so this is the thing we just did for the first example on the last page. So this tangent squared equals the whole thing. So that's 15 plus 15 is 30, plus 5 is 35. Times just this little part right here that's outside the circle, which is 5. Cool. All right. X times x squared equals 35 times 5. What is that? 35 times 5. That is 175. Now, what's the opposite of squaring? Yeah, square root. So I'm going to square root 175. And I got x is approximately 13.2. Got it. So I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. It says 0.228. And so since this is not greater than 4, so that's 2, so I'm just going to leave it like that. approximately because it's not exact because I'm estimating 13.2. Cool. All right, this is what I want you to do now. Nice job, everybody. So I want you to finish this. So see 1, 4, and 7, we haven't done that. Or 3, 6, and 9. Knock those out. Answers are provided on the PDF. Then you got a couple more practice, then knock out that exit quiz. Nice job, everybody. Take care. Good work.